Long as I live, I'll handle my business.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm making this video in response to a lot of those videos I see on YouTube about relationships, black women not being dateable, or a lot of black women not married. And this is my take on it. It's from a man's perspective. Take it for what it is. It's my perspective. Anyway, to me, a relationship is all about give and take. There's a balance. There's a ebb and flow, I guess you could say. Give and take. So you gotta have some balance in your relationship. There's some things that I would say that that women should or shouldn't do. One of them, if you want to be married, then you have to act like you're married. To me, I was married once before. Married for a long time. We're not married now, but one of the things men in general kind of don't want the commitment, but we do. It's kind of a weird way to put it, but one of the reasons I did get married was my girlfriend at the time was already acting like the wife. She had my back. She was there. We were living together anyway. So when I thought about marriage, which kind of scared me at the time, I was 18. I thought about it. Why? I didn't plan on going anywhere. We had a baby already. That wouldn't have been a factor, because if she was acting the same way, I would have still married her, because I couldn't even see myself not being with her. I was comfortable when I came home. There was no reason to not marry her. In addition to, of course, I loved her. But sometimes love hurts. In that case, it didn't. So a lot of women are like, well, I'm not gonna do X, Y, Z because I'm not married. I don't see no ring on this finger. But it's kind of like, to me, and some of you guys will probably understand my analogy here, that if you went to the car dealership to buy a car, and the dealer says, well, sign this document, the car doesn't run right now. It's not running right, but if you buy the car, I'll fix it after you sign this document. Would you buy the car? I don't think so. The same principle. I'm not trying to compare you ladies to a used car or anything like that, so don't take it like that. But that's my way of thinking. That's the only way I can kind of compare it. Like, would you marry somebody on the condition that once you get married, they're going to act a certain way? No. You're going to go by what you see now. Or, in my case, what I see. If you're not acting as though you care about me that much now, how is it that a piece of paper is going to make you act more wifely? Maybe that's true. Maybe it will happen. But I don't know if I'm willing to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, enough about that. We can get into that later. But another thing is, you have to give what you want. If you want love, you give it. If you want respect, give your man respect. Don't go hitting your man because he's bigger and stronger, he can handle it. No, it's crossing the line. You don't want to cross that line. So a lot of women think, he's a big and stronger guy. I'm not really hurting him, but really, you are hurting him. You're hurting your man by doing that. You're breaking his respect. That's like disrespectful. So he's gonna look at you different. So if he screws up, you see him like he screw around with another woman or something like that. That's a whole nother ball game. If you fly off the cuff and hit him, I don't condone that, but I think a man would just take that and be like, well, I kind of deserve that. But in any case, I wouldn't say, hit your man. Another thing is, like, be unselfish. Don't be be considerate of your man. You want to create the conditions where he like can't see himself living without you. Like you bring order and peace into his world, and of course, I mean, on the flip side, I'm talking too from a man's perspective. Do the same for your woman. Like you want her to be like, you know, I love this man. I want to be with him, and when I come home to him, I feel at peace, and this is my home. You know, you don't want to feel like, you know, when I come home, she's gonna confront me on something, or it's gonna be some kind of stress or anxiety. You don't want any stress or anxiety. I mean, life is full of that enough as it is. When you come home with your woman, you don't want stress. You want to be that stress. You want her to be that stress relief. You can't be like, man, I can't wait to get home and get out of this workplace because it's stressful. You know, you want to go home. You don't want to go home and be stressed with your woman too. You know, so don't like go confronting your man on every little issue that you can confront him on. You know, I mean, there's ways to say things, I guess. I mean, you got to say what you got to say, but there's always that balance. You got to say what you got to say, but don't go stressing the man. You know, you want to create those conditions that he's like, man, I can't live without this woman. You know what I mean? I just cannot see myself. I don't want to lose this. So if he thinks that way, he will marry you. You know, so, you know, another thing, you got to be interested in him. I mean, if he, you know, I mean, if you're not interested in him, you're just not interested. Maybe that's not the guy for you. But, I mean, show interest in his world. You know, things that he does, go to his, like in my case, I play bass. You know, sometimes I'm in a band, sometimes, you know, I have gigs. And, you know, it's nice to have your woman come out to see you and like interested in what you do. If she doesn't come out to see you, that just shows that she's not really that interested in your life. And you're like, well, she's not really that interested in me. Why would I marry her? You know, I mean, show some interest, even though you might not be interested in bands or concerts. At least come out and act like you're interested. You know, pay attention to them, watch them. You know, and say, hey, you know, nice gig, or you know, or a terrible gig as it may be. Depending, at least you know you're paying attention. You know, and like I said, do something. You know, just do things like that for your man, like show interest. You know, do things that for him that you don't get something out of, like, you know, show like a little unselfishness. You know, that goes a long way. You know, don't make the man pay every time you go out either. You know, every time you go out to eat, he has to pay. You know, that's a mentality a lot of women have. But a man will pay. Believe me, he'll pay every time. That's like my ego. You know, the man's ego is like, you know, I got it like that. I'm going to take care of my woman. But if the woman's constantly like, well, you got to pay. You know, last time I paid, you pay this time. You pay. And it makes me feel taken advantage of. You know, like all she want me to do is pay. I'm like some blank check or something. But if you offer to pay, which I've dated women that offer to pay all the time, and sometimes they insist, you know, and I let them pay, but then at the same time, any chance I get, I'm paying. You know, I feel very comfortable paying all the time for people like, you know, women like that. But the women that expect me to pay all the time, I'm trying to like hold back, like, man, she trying to, you know, juice me, you know what I'm saying, like in the old term. But so that's one of the things. I mean, that's a few things. I think, you know, maybe a few of those tips might help some people out. But some people, you know, you got your own baggage and you got to work through it, you know, and you know, just get past it. You got to just make that man feel like he can't do without you. That's all. You know, because a lot of you know, you with that man because he think that you're beautiful. You ain't gotta do too much, you know, as far as like, you know, beauty. You know, I mean, keep yourself up, yeah. But you know, like me, once I like the woman, even if she gains a little weight or loses weight or whatever, I still like, you know, love the woman. You know, it's not like it's gonna change the way I love her. I mean, yeah, you might say, you know, in a nice way, you know, maybe need to lose some weight, but you know, I wouldn't say it like that, because you know, women in that weight thing, you got to be real careful how you approach that one, and that'd be a whole nother video on something like that. But anyway, I think that's enough for now. But this is video one. I'm just kind of shooting off the cuff. I got some notes right here, that's why I keep looking down. But that's some of the major points to me, and I'm sure there's a lot more. I just kind of did this off the cuff, so there'll be more videos, maybe number 2, 3, 4, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go, and ladies, let me know what you think. If you think I'm full of it, I don't care, say it. You know, confront me. You know what I mean? Don't hit me. All right, I don't like that. Anyway.